Hola amigos, it's me, Paul, and my beautiful wife, Daniela, and we're here today in our home in Bucerias, Nayarit, and we're gonna answer the question, do you need to learn and speak Spanish when moving and living in Mexico?
Plus, we're gonna do a product review of this translator, which are translator earbuds from a company called Time Kettle. And the version is WT2 Edge. And it comes basically like this, kind of like Apple AirPods. So you open up, there they are. And what you need to do, like what we did today, is basically charge them. But we did already try them out just to see how it works, so we can actually do this review.
That's right. So Time Kettle reached out to us. They sent us an email and they said, hey, will you review this product? And I said, well, you know what? I think I will, because it obviously relates to what we're doing here at Moving to Mexico. And so I did ask them to, what happens if I review the product, like if I try it myself and I don't like it? And because at that point I wouldn't want to make this video, basically. And they said, if it doesn't work, if you don't like it, you can keep them and don't make the video. So that's how much trust that they have in their own product, which I was already like, oh, that's cool. And after trying it myself, I realized this actually does work. To my surprise, really. I said, how good is this thing gonna actually be? It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you try it with me, you try it with Emma, our daughter.
That's right.
And you know, we find it like easy to use.
So now we're gonna jump into answering that question about, should you learn and speak Spanish? Do you need to learn and speak Spanish in Mexico? And we're gonna do a little giveaway at the end of this video, so you're gonna wanna stick around for that.
Break. No, because I'm touching my nose.
Okay, so let's use this awesome device, Daniela.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. So first thing we're gonna do is pull these bad boys out of the little container.
Okay. We see they do have L and R on them.
Yeah.
That's the left and right.
Left and right.
They are charged, because we did that before.
Yes.
And you open your app on your phone.
Yeah, so.
Which actually shows how much charged they are. It's 100% right now.
Right, so there's the Time Kettle app. And then the first mode, because there's a few different modes on here, Simul mode, listening mode, speaker mode, and touch mode. So the first one we're gonna do is Simul mode, which I guess kind of means simultaneous.
Yeah.
So we're both wearing the earbud, and I'm hearing what she's saying in English, and she's hearing what I'm saying in Spanish. So here we go. I'm gonna ask Daniela the question, and to turn it on, I would press this little blue button. So Daniela, should foreigners who don't speak any Spanish, they maybe only speak English, do you think that they should learn and speak Spanish when moving to Mexico?
Ok, yo creo que depende de la ciudad en la que estés, si vienes también de vacaciones o te quedas varios meses, porque hay mucha gente en México y muchos lugares turísticos que la gente habla algo de inglés y puedes sobrevivir con eso, o si vienes a quedarte más meses o la ciudad está retirada, es decir, en el centro del país, etcétera, puede ser que tengas más dificultad en encontrar gente que hable inglés.
Yeah, I think that when you are gonna live here, it's totally possible to only speak English in these touristy areas. And then, of course, if you move into a town that's not so touristy, especially in the central parts of Mexico, there's gonna be a lot less English speakers in those areas. But I would say that even if you are living in a touristy area where you don't necessarily need to speak English, it's so much better if you learn Spanish. And you don't have to be fluent, but I think that it will enrich your life if you just learn some of those basics, such as buenos dias, ¿cómo estás, right? And then you have those conversations with people, and then every day that you go to the tienda or the grocery store, you add a little extra something, right?
Sí, creo que, como decía, depende de la actividad. Si vienes de vacaciones, pues el mesero, los del hotel te ayudan. Pero si vienes a pasar tiempo con tu tía que vive aquí, pues el vecino a lo mejor no habla inglés, entonces no puedes hablar mucho con ellos. Y es padre hablar un poco o tener algún tipo de herramienta que te ayude. Normalmente la gente usa Google Translate, pero también este nuevo aparato puede ser una opción.
Okay, so I think that conversation went pretty well, but let's stop the recording now and review. The one criticism that I would have is that there is a delay in when the translation comes through to your ear, right? But it's not that bad. It's just like a few seconds.
I do think I understand where you say like criticize, but at the same time I'm just thinking, what if you literally have me and translate for you? You'll have to wait for me to speak to the person,
right,
then turn to you and talk to you.
Right.
So it's literally around the
faster.
same time. So I understand, because once we're here, it feels like I'm waiting for a little bit.
Yeah.
But the reality is, what's your other option?
Right.
A person doing the translation, and it will take the same amount of time. So I don't think it's that bad once
Right.
you actually think about it. It's just weird to wait for your earbuds to talk. That's kind of like the funny part.
Right. So it's kind of like you have your conversation, but you're doing it with a translator without the person in between.
Yeah.
Instead, it's the technology.
Yeah. So you
And-
have to wait for the technology.
Yeah, it's not like you put this thing in your ear and all of a sudden you downloaded the language into your brain, right? Like it's
No.
not a cheat code.
It's not the Matrix or
No, it's
anything.
not the Matrix. You're not Neo.
I know Spanish. Show me.
So in this one that we're using, which is Simul mode, I would think maybe with your partner, with family members. My dad, for example, speaks Spanish only.
Yeah.
And Paul can communicate with him better. Because
Right.
my dad is one of those that just speaks and tells a story, and he thinks Paul is just completely understanding everything, and Paul is like lost in the middle of the way because it's too much and
Yeah.
too long, you know?
Right.
So that one, what do you think?
Well, I think we're talking one-on-one with the family member is perfect because it's more of this setting seems a little more intimate. Okay, so we're jumping into a different mode here. This is speaker mode, and with speaker mode, how it's going to work is that I'm going to wear the earbuds, both earbuds, and Daniela is going to listen on the phone. So this would come in handy probably, like, let's say if you're at a family function and you really want to talk to somebody, or you're out in the street and you just need to communicate something to somebody. Mm-hmm. So let's see, speaker mode. So the first thing we'll do is I'll speak in English. So Daniela, we just went to Mazatlan. What did you think about the trip?
Entonces, Daniel, acabamos de ir a Mazatlán. ¿Qué te pareció el viaje? Y
El camino es muy bonito. Esta temporada es de lluvia, entonces todo está súper verde. Agarramos la carretera nueva que está súper bien y lo disfruté mucho. Muy relajado.
Yeah, it was super nice to drive on that new highway because it was like driving through a rainforest.
sí, fue muy agradable conducir por esa nueva carretera porque era como conducir a través de una selva tropical.
Y también pasamos por unos túneles nuevos que están muy padres. Tomamos la ruta de aquí a San Blas, bueno, Las Varas, luego San Blas, y de ahí otra carretera buena y bonita, y luego Mazatlán.
Yeah, so that way we didn't, I think it cut off about 30 minutes from the trip. 30 to 45 minutes? 40 minutes.
45 minutos.
Sí. Entonces de esa manera no lo hicimos. Creo que me quitó unos 30 minutos del viaje. 30 a 45 minutos. 40 minutos.
So Daniela, where do you think that people would use speaker mode? Where would you use it?
I think it's helpful for asking directions, for when you're traveling, because basically it's using your phone as the speaker, like the communication person or
Translator?
thing, yeah. And nobody has to use the AirPods by yourself.
Right.
So you don't have to bother people. You just literally showing the phone and there's some noise coming out of it, which is their language.
Right.
So that's easier, I think, for most things.
I think so.
Because we mentioned the other mode, Simul mode.
Yeah, Simul
was
mode.
a little more intimate.
Uh-huh.
So let's say even for, writing a contract or doing paperwork, things like that, when you're in an office and family members and stuff like that, maybe that's okay.
Yeah.
But this one is way more open.
Yeah.
Everybody can hear what the phone is saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that
daily things.
and just traveling when you really have no real grasp on the language. It just makes me think of the time when I was traveling to France and I had like a really long flight, and so I was super tired, and I got to France and I got to my Airbnb, and I got there and I started speaking Spanish to the host, and they were like, dude, I don't know what you're saying. I don't speak Spanish. And my brain was just like on autopilot and just trying to translate. I was like, oh, I don't speak this language at all,
Yeah.
So I just put myself back in time in a place when I didn't speak a lick of any of the language. So this would be so helpful in those kind of situations where you're like, oh, I'm helpless right now. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
So like, if I don't know, you got on the wrong flight, they took you to Russia and you got out the airport, you're like, dude, where am I?
But,
yeah. If you get lost somewhere and you don't know the language, this is an awesome tool to use. All right, so listening mode, I think that's what it's for, right? If you're just listening, it's not for talking or communicating with anyone else. It's literally, you put these in, you put it on listening mode, and so we're gonna test it out. I'm gonna listen to what she says. This is a 1-minute video about extraterrestrials in Mexico. Why'd you put that on there, Daniela? Okay.
Who asked for it?
Yeah. All right, listening mode. So I'm gonna turn it on.
Okay.
México. Por primera vez México encabezó una audiencia pública sobre la información que hay acerca de los fenómenos aéreos no identificados, lo que antes
Yeah, and it did a great job. It basically
Yes.
transcribed the whole video.
I was reading and it did.
Yeah. So just going over some of the features that the Time Kettle has. This one has 95% accuracy in 40 language and 93 accents. So it has a 0.5 to 3 second translation speed.
And they also have a smart noise reduction and 12-hour battery.
And it has offline translation for 8 different languages. So you could save 8 languages. If you're somebody who maybe you work at the UN, right? And you need to speak to all these different people in all these different languages, it has you covered. Group chat, support 40 people speaking 40 languages at most in the same chat group remotely.
Wow.
I don't know, when is that?
That sounds crazy, but
When
I'm
is that
sure
scenario gonna happen, right?
at the UN. So in general, I think it's pretty useful tool.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's pretty modern to me. Like I never experienced any translation, either app or the equipment or anything. And then it has a lot of modes that can help you in different situations. So it seems to me very helpful and specific for situations and things like that. So I like it. Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's a great product. It's a great tool. I would just feel for myself, if I was going to a country or a place where I know I don't speak any other language. I don't know how to read. I don't know, in Japanese or whatever it is, and I'm in Japan, I would want to take that with me just in case, just to give a little extra sense of security.
Yeah.
And then just for use right now, I'm thinking like, if there's ever a situation where I need to speak with my neighbor about something and they don't speak any English,
Yeah.
maybe I have trouble communicating whatever it is in Spanish, I will probably think, I'm gonna go use this thing. All right, so thank you for watching today's video, and as promised, we are going to do a little giveaway. We're gonna give away a Moving to Mexico coffee mug. So write in the comments below this video, what is the name of this product? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a draw for everyone who comments below and for our members. So if you're a member, comment and you have a chance of winning a Moving to Mexico coffee mug.
So you're gonna give away 2 cups.
2 cups. So if you're interested in purchasing this product, then I'm gonna put a link in the description below and I'm gonna pin it in the top comment of this video. Thank you very much for watching today's video. We really appreciate it. Thank you to all of our subscribers and our members. We're very excited about this upcoming season, right? Everybody's gonna start coming back pretty soon.
Yes.
All
See you
right.
guys soon.
De mi familia a la tuya, Dios te bendiga.
I know Spanish. Show me.